They say we controversial and we breaking the virtues. Now that we in the game, we in every commercial. Magazine, radio, we stay interviewing. Might hit up Wendy Williams just to ask like, how you doing? I wake up every morning, my face in every blog. Freaky boys, t-shirts, every catalog. They try to bring us down, but we say fuck the press. And all these weak rappers time to take a fucking rest. I'm finna sock it too.
Yo, what's poppin', guys? Hey, this is Opinionated. This is season 2, episode 5. My name is Michael the Baba Blanc.
I'm Louis Jones.
I'm Mark Hayes. What up, what up?
And we are the cast, the co-host, Opinionated. And I know you guys know this is something different about this episode. I'm moderating today, so I'm gonna talk some shit.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna ask some questions. We're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. We're gonna talk about the important things. We're gonna talk about the silly things and everything in between. What's going on, fellas?
Yeah.
What we doing?
Doing well, man. Doing great
Right.
out here in these LA streets, making money, making moves. You know what I'm saying? Doing everything we can.
Facts. We got any announcements we want to make? We got any plugs we want to do?
Well, you know, who the fuck is MH? Look it up on all social medias. WTF is MH. It's on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music. Those are the ones I want you to focus on. But you can look on the other ones too. Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, WTF is MH. New playlist. Check it out.
Facts, Louis.
Well, you know, I don't really have nothing. Today is my 3rd anniversary for graduating and receiving my 2 masters 3 years ago.
Congrats, Black Excellence.
This week is my final semester of school.
Okay.
At this point, I just intern and then I'll be a doctor.
That's
you
lit.
know. This weekend, of
know
course.
doctors.
You know, went to the open night of Mariah Carey's first show, The Butterfly Returns. It was an amazing show.
Was it?
Yeah. It's interesting because that was my first time ever seeing Mariah live
For
in
real?
concert. Because she don't really do
I'm
concerts.
saying you saw this Mariah.
Yes. And
Did she move?
she moved. She did everything she needed to do.
You know,
she
she
sung live. She sounded great. You know, she moved. She changed outfits. You know, she interacted with the crowd. Of course, I went on
Did
stage.
she sing?
You went on stage?
I went on stage.
You went on stage.
I went on
Tell
stage.
us about that.
So
I
what
know
happened
that.
was that she had her dancers like, oh, bring some people from the audience. So of course I maneuvered down to like the front level, and they like come on stage. So
You lost your
basically,
mind.
It was.
You lost your mind. when you
No,
on
because that
stage,
wasn't
huh?
my first time meeting Mariah Carey in person. So,
so you
it was
got used
interesting
to
because I've been face to face and interacting, having 4 conversations with her. But it's a difference from just seeing somebody on the street versus literally
Doing
seeing them
that thing.
performing. You know what I love her for is performing. So what's that? You know what I'm saying? What did y'all do this weekend?
Shit. What did I do?
What did I do?
I didn't do much this weekend at all. I worked.
You know
I
what?
worked all weekend.
You know what I did? I worked, and you know what I did? What I haven't done in a long time. It sounds very simple, but I went to the beach.
Big facts.
Like
You gotta do things for your mental health, man.
Yeah, you know, I went after work. I went to the beach with some friends. Like I noticed, I moved to Los Angeles like 2 years ago. I've only been to the beach probably 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I moved 5 years ago and I've only been
Once, yeah. It's like before I used to visit, it was like beach.
You gotta go at night, bro. Like 1 o'clock in the morning.
I bet
You gotta
it
get posted.
It be cold.
It's dope.
That's what I
It's
imagine
cold.
cold.
Yeah, you gotta layer up. You know?
And then like the
We was out there till late. We was out there till like 8 or 9.
The bars
almost
and stuff
10
be
actually.
open. And it be kind of cool, like don't mind really be out there. So it's just
Yeah, I fucks with it. It was cool.
It was dope.
I
How was y'all's 4th? Since we haven't recorded an episode since 4th of July.
yeah.
How was y'all's? My 4th was lit.
He's all.
My 4th was lit.
My
And I told Marquez, I said, Marquez, come to this party.
Man.
Marquez was like, oh, traffic. And then the next day he wanted to complain about his
Nah, man. So
My
my
fourth
fourth,
lit.
my fourth was interesting. I had a good time. I just spent a lot of time with colonizers on the 4th, and you know how that goes. And it was like, you know.
Somebody told Marquez he looked like a thug. He might be the nicest goofy
Yes,
fucking
bro.
nigga I've ever
And you didn't
seen.
call me?
Bro, this white girl was all like,
I would have handled
I
that for
don't know
you.
if I'm fucking with your hair. You look like a gangster. And I was like, all right, I'm gone. Like, I can't. Yes, bro.
Wow, what is
Ass. But yeah, Mike told me consistently, like, yo, come to the party.
I sent
The
him
party
Maddie.
was like 40 minutes away, so
I sent
I was
him the
like,
address and everything.
I'm already drinking, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it. But now I kind of wish I made that move, but next year. For
Next
sure.
year.
next
Next year,
Fourth,
Michael,
I'm going to hang around my homies.
Yeah, my 4th was dope, man. I was around a lot of interesting people. It was eventful.
Oh, I
got
saw.
a little too fucked up though.
Oh, it was fun.
I felt it on the 5th, but I got a couple things to plug
I
before we
felt
get
it on
into
the 5th too. Jesus.
Before we get into these questions, I got a couple things.
You know,
to
my
plug.
4th of July.
my fault.
You know, I came through with my sisters and my nieces and nephews
Big facts.
and celebrated Cam's birthday. Had an amazing
Oh, happy
time.
birthday, homie. When was your birthday?
July 4th.
Oh, on National
July.
Football.
Everybody's in Vegas, right?
Independence, baby.
He my dogs.
Man.
He left.
You left Vegas?
He left today. He left on the 4th.
Freaky boy. Facts.
So,
So, I got a couple things to plug, man, before we go into these questions. Saturday, I'm hosting my first ever fucking comedy show at Ha Ha Comedy Club, the 7 o'clock show. That's going to be dope. And then on the 28th, I'm at Flappers in Burbank. And then on the 2nd, I'm at Ice House in Pasadena. We hitting these comedy clubs.
There you go.
Man.
Well, on comedy tour.
Yeah,
Booked and
man.
busy.
Love
It's
it.
going to be interesting. It's going to be
Booked and
interesting. But, y'all got anything else y'all want to say before we get into these questions?
WTF.
Quick
is
thing,
in
I want to say something because it's not a question, but it's something that we really need to discuss, and maybe we can bring it up next week. But let's just introduce it for the comment section. But you know, the Spice Girl Mel B was she basically was on like hosting a show, and a guy basically was like patting her ass on the show, and she felt like so uncomfortable. She even like jumped like he's basically like you can see it on camera like he's smacking her ass.
Does he know her?
But whether he do or not, she felt uncomfortable. Like she even like asked him to move. The thing about it is that and people basically saying like you shouldn't feel offended because he's gay and all this other stuff. So is it a thin line between a gay guy versus a straight guy?
I got a joke about that, actually.
Yeah, that's interesting.
No, it's
Another
not.
interesting. One more point.
Give away my jokes.
LeBron. Oh, you about to do a joke right
No.
Oh, what I was like.
But if you have any comments or anything to say about that topic, say it in the comment section. We'll read it.
I also want to know what you know. I didn't bring this up last week. What do you think about LeBron James' new deal with the LA Lakers? The East is no longer existent. I guess Kyrie Irving over there in Boston gonna take the East, but the West Coast is on fire right now.
You know what I think about LeBron going to the Lakers?
What do you think?
I think I can't afford to go Lakers games.
Right.
That's what I think.
That was going from pillow to post.
So LeBron, according to his contract, he's making like a couple $100,000 a minute. This boy on Bill Gates status. Well, not yet. You can't be. I'm exaggerating. It's a hyperbole, guys.
You exaggerate.
It's a hyperbole, guys.
Before taxes is not.
Yeah,
a millionaire.
it's a hyperbole, guys. It's just
But
like
we support him. We
And that's
all
5
for-
years.
We all for
Bill
black
Gates is a
men.
billionaire.
yes,
okay?
that shit is ridiculous.
We all for black
But it
men
makes
making money
sense.
and supporting them, but I ain't gonna shoot them down or whatever like that.
Yeah, for sure. But that boy making some money. Good for him. But let's move on to the show.
Yeah, let's get into it. All right, so we're going to start this episode off with 45, man. President Trump has announced Judge Brett Kavanaugh, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Kavanaugh, is his pick to replace Justice Anthony Kennedy on the Supreme Court. What does this mean for America moving forward? We're going to start with our resident educated brother, Louis. What's poppin'?
How do you want to start with me? So what I want to say is that Judge Kavanaugh, who's 53, he is a federal appeal court judge, former aide to President George W. Bush, and a one-time investigator of President Bill Clinton. Investigator for President Bill Clinton. The thing about him is that what America looks like in the future, if he's elected the Supreme Court judge, basically he's the swing vote. So he's a Republican. He has conservative views. So he's going to automatically swing the vote to the Republican side. So anything that's introduced that's for the benefit of maybe middle class or lower class is going to be shut down, which means that our economy is going to be much harder for us, middle class and lower class. And if you don't become a billionaire within the next couple of months, then you're pretty much fucked. One thing I do want to say is that he also has a view that the sitting president should not be subjected to a criminal investigation. Of course, that's why probably Donald Trump picked them, because Donald Trump is going through all type of investigations.
Donald Trump.
Hey, I'll leave it at that, but I'll turn it over to you.
Hey man, I feel you, man. It's gonna be hard to be poor in America after a while, Even to be kind of lower middle class, or you like, oh, I make some money, what I'm saying? I do okay. It's like, nah, we just all fucked right now. But
the rest of America's going to be like LA. It's either you rich or you broke as fuck.
That's it. That's really what it is going to be. There's no in between. It's like, man, so you make over 50,000? Like, no, I make 30.
Yeah, you 6 figures or you broke.
Yeah, like
Listen, we need a come up. We need a come up.
We need a
some way, somehow.
Anarchy is going to happen, guys. I already see it. Like, we're not going to take this shit for too long. Probably not in our lifetime, but I'm sure.
We about to have these mid-elections, man. We about to get a lot of these motherfuckers out of there.
Man, we gotta focus on local elections and
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm
build
saying.
our
We
way
about
up.
to get a lot of these motherfuckers out.
Yeah.
What's interesting
Unless
is
Pierre
that
votes.
what's interesting is that I don't.
Let's Pierre vote.
Well, he already outnumbered.
Red.
There's four Democrats against one Republican, so he already, his vote ain't gonna count in LA anyway. But what I want to say is that I don't know if it's because we have elevated from middle class, low class to on the status that we are, but it's really interesting to knowing that.
I went down one class. Nigga.
I moved out here. My class definitely went down.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, we didn't really. Well, I'm not gonna speak.
I was in
for
low
you.
class.
I'm not gonna speak.
Growing up, low class.
Yeah, I was
Mid to high,
middle class.
then low again.
I'm not gonna speak for you all, but I'll say for me, like my family never really paid attention to anything but the presidential election. And it's interesting now that I'm at a certain age and on a certain status, it's like I'm forced to pay attention to every election because at this point it's really affecting us to the point where like we can be set back so many years. So it's really good to see that a lot of millennials and people in general is just really paying attention to all of politics.
And it's funny though is that Donald Trump is the cause of all of it. Like ever since Donald Trump got into office, everybody's more interested in politics. I mean, because when Barack Obama was in politics, I mean, people were interested when Barack Obama was president too, but it was more like, oh, that's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? We gonna watch him do his thing.
Yeah, but they weren't watching. They weren't paying attention.
That's what I'm saying. It's like people, but now when Trump is president, people are highly like
You look
paying
like you
attention.
can be Obama's son, Pierre. Why are you so critical, man?
But it's true though.
43 straight white men, and we got a brother.
I was happy.
Like, the symbolism behind Barack.
I was happy. I'm just saying.
Like people weren't paying attention as close as they are.
We didn't put a lot of pressure on Barack Obama like we do Trump.
Because Barack Obama technically didn't do
Why you
much
didn't say
to help the black community.
what do you always say? Super facts or whatever.
I mean,
Like
got involved, but it's coming.
But statistically, like Barack didn't really do much for specifically the black community. You know what I'm saying?
Super facts.
I mean,
what you be saying?
Big facts.
Big facts.
All the
Like,
facts.
tell me what is he done?
I'm not.
No,
going
tell me.
that route with you.
Tell me.
If that's how you
Don't
feel, that's how you
correct.
feel.
Don't
No,
correct
that's how you
me.
feel. That's how you feel. That's how you feel.
That's how I feel.
That's how you, well, congratulations.
You can't say disagree, but then don't.
I just said I
Yeah, you can't
disagree.
just, like-
I just said I
it's like
disagree.
fair.
That's what a conversation is.
I disagree.
That's what a conversation is.
What has he done?
I disagree. And what have any other president done for black people?
Exactly.
Nobody's done anything
So
for
why
black
we
people.
Trump need to do stuff? 45 presidents went
Nah.
before this.
Yeah.
I
The
knew
only last
Trump-
person that did something for black people was Abraham Lincoln.
No, it wasn't. He didn't even.
Like,
He didn't even want to
He didn't even want to do it.
We had
He didn't
to.
want to do it,
He
but
didn't
he
even-
did.
Allegedly.
You
You
just
just
said
said
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Do you understand
Who?
that?
Civil Rights Act 1964? You got
You
that.
understand
You got me
that?
on that one. You got me on
First
that
and
one.
foremost,
I was just thinking that, like, who did the Civil Rights Act? I was literally thinking that. I was like, oh shit. As soon as I said that shit left
See,
my mouth.
the thing about Obama, I mean not Obama, Trump is like going into it, we didn't expect him to do shit for us.
Yeah.
We hoped that he wouldn't
We
cause
fuck
so
up.
much pain. You know what I'm saying? And angst and sadness for so many people. And that's what he's doing. So,
Do you all understand that? What I really want you all to pay attention to. Let me say this. I'm gonna try to pay attention to this. You have the Congress that basically pass laws or whatever.
we about to get the
The
motherfuckers
thing
out.
about it is that, but hold on. When Barack Obama was president as a Democrat,
That's
the
allegedly.
Congress was
No.
Republican,
Is
which
that
is
allegedly?
which
What
is
you
no.
talking about?
It's
No,
no.
no,
I'm
that's
saying
right.
that's
Let me say my
allegedly.
statement.
They try to make
Let
it
me say
seem
my
like
statement.
everything Barack tried to push got
Let me
shut
say my
down.
statement.
What law?
For the most
What? Which
part.
No,
one?
hold on. Let me say
What
my
law?
statement. Let me finish
What
what I'm
law?
saying.
Tell me what law?
The Congress today is still Republican.
Shut Barack Obama's laws down.
If the people, I'm
Which
introducing
law?
laws, and the people, if I'm introducing a law and the people that has to approve the law is against it, it's never going to get approved. Meanwhile, you have a Republican Congress today, and you have a Republican president, which means that everything
She's
that
moving
Trump
faster.
introduced, the Congress is going to approve it, which gives him a little more clout to make it seem like that he's doing all the
Trump
shit.
ain't got nothing to prove.
I think
since
these
he been in office.
upcoming.
No,
I
Trump
think
ain't
these
got no
upcoming.
I'm saying
elections are
approve.
gonna be-
No,
I'm saying approve.
He hasn't
I thought
got
you said
any legislation.
improve.
I think these
No,
No, I'm
upcoming.
saying approve. He hasn't got any legislation through since he's been in office.
I think.
But he has to them on his side. He has Congress on his
What
side.
about that whole oil
I
pipeline
think
shit?
this.
Executive order.
Yeah, he did a lot of executive orders. He's done more executive orders, I think, than any president has already.
Push your power.
Well, damn.
But I think these upcoming elections are really they're going to be monumental, yo.
As soon as I
Like,
get
I think
in
motherfuckers who didn't vote will be like, hey, this not
Like, you
gonna
know,
be
I'm
that bad.
voting this time.
Everybody's going.
I honestly think Trump is gonna get reelected. Because that's usually
In
the
2020?
trend. Yeah, that's the
It
trend.
depends on who he goes
We
with.
don't know who
If George Bush got
Depends on who he
reelected,
goes
why
with.
wouldn't Trump get reelected?
We don't.
It's
But they also screwed.
That's
They,
you know what I'm saying?
but they screwed.
George Bush had us in the war.
Yeah, I'm not pro Trump. I'm just saying. I'm just calling it how it is.
We all know how Trump got into
That's y'all
office today.
fault.
Because of the
Trump got to
Russians.
see Bernie.
Y'all listen to fake
Trump
news and
got
want
in
to have
because of the
civil
Russians.
war.
It's been
Trump gotta
proven
see
that the
Bernie.
Russians interfered with the elections
been
and helped
proven?
Trump.
No, it's been alleged.
The Senate panel committee just released a statement that they agree with the findings of
Yep.
the intelligence community that they interfered to help.
They
Trump.
interfered.
How
with
so?
Social media. And I mean, the fact that Roger
Like,
Stone is
so from what I heard, they affected an influence, but they didn't directly
They
affect
interfered.
the
They
that's
interfered.
interference.
No, it's like they sent emails and shit and like.
Now see that, but that's
social
campaign.
They make it seem like they hacked the system.
Yeah,
and
they
gave
did
him more.
hack it. They didn't make
They
it
gave
seem like
him
it.
more.
They just
More.
influenced voters.
They still
That's like
interfered.
he
Well,
pretty much had Russia on his campaign.
So remember
team.
the
But you
WikiLeaks.
understand what you're
WikiLeaks
saying.
is the center.
They
I do.
still interfered with our election.
WikiLeaks
to
is the whole
benefit
thing.
Trump.
Right, I know
This
WikiLeaks.
This is true,
And
but
he
WikiLeaks
still lost
didn't do
about-
nothing.
He still lost about 3 million votes.
WikiLeaks didn't do nothing but tell everybody business.
The Russians. That's a propaganda. WikiLeaks is propaganda to the Russians.
He still lost
that's
about 3
literally
million
what it is.
votes. He
I
still
mean-
lost about 3 million votes.
He still won the presidency.
One by
You
$10,000.
really feel like Russia's
Yeah, that's
manipulation of the
interesting, man.
people
We gotta get rid of
caused
that
Trump to get
No,
No
we
way
don't.
you-
A lot of people did
That-
not show up to vote.
We
You
get
like
rid of
that?
that.
Putin is
We get
smart.
rid of that, and
He's
we're gonna have an
KGB,
issue.
You like the electoral
He's
college?
KGB. He's old
Yeah.
Russian Cold War.
It's because
Okay.
no, we have to keep it because
Okay.
and
I understand
that-
the
Nigga be
idea
riding
behind
horses
it.
and the shirt off
I
and
understand
shit.
the idea behind it, but
the people in smaller counties won't have a voice if they get rid of it. You understand? So it's
I
like
understand the idea.
I could just go to LA,
I get
Houston,
it.
Chicago,
And all
New
we
York
would need is Chicago, New York, and LA.
Right.
to win.
I understand. It's like,
So
but let's get rid of the whole state system. Period. It's just who gets the
Electoral
most
map.
votes.
But that's not what it is.
That's
What it should be.
But that won't be fair. Because your little town with just 3 people,
Right.
all 3 of y'all want the same people. The chances of y'all getting that person just based off y'all 3 people is not gonna work.
Like the electoral
But then
college
it would
works.
take away. It would take away from the fact that these candidates are going from state to state and they're pandering to these states. It would be what's best for the people as a whole. You know what I'm saying? What's best for the people as a whole, and then this is my policy on what I think can help America across the board. Now vote on that.
We don't need equity, we need equity. That's the thing. Like
Equity.
equity. we don't need equality. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he didn't say
We
equity.
don't need equality, we need equity.
We don't need
We
equal.
don't need equality, we need equity. We don't need equality, we need equity.
Now I gotta get on mic.
Level playing field. But
Level
Equity,
playing field.
nigga.
yeah,
Let it breathe.
All good.
yeah, we need equity. Like
Yeah, it's not.
What we need to do is push this topic forward. Anybody?
I was about to say, let's
put a button on
move
it?
forward. I was just about to say,
Anybody
let's
wanna put a
move
button on
forward.
it? Cool. So, a senior prosecutor in California is under investigation for calling Representative Maxine Waters a cunt.
Ooh.
C word. Called her a cunt on social media and wondering why no one has shot her. Jesus Christ.
God damn.
According to a report. So, San Bernardino County Deputy District Attorney Michael Selium, 50, also landed in hot water after posting on Facebook and Instagram mocking a Mexican immigrant and saying that a victim of police violence had it coming. What are your thoughts? What y'all think about this, fellas?
Well, obviously America is super insensitive. We knew that already. The dude's under investigation. Make sure we protect Maxine Waters. I mean, it seems like everyday America to me.
What's the word cunt really mean?
Vagina.
Is that what it is?
It's just a disrespectful form of saying vagina.
So
I don't know why.
It's
It's like
basically
cock.
calling you a pussy.
Yeah, it's like cock. It's like a disgusting word.
So like dudes call the dudes like, oh,
Dick.
you pussy.
You're a dick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or you pussy.
Yeah, it's like, but
And
it's like
their version of like,
but
oh, you pussy.
it's an acceptable word overseas in Europe. Like they say it freely or whatever. So yeah.
Okay, facts.
they do.
But to answer that question, you know, Maxine did say, you know, you better shoot straight. You
Yeah,
better shoot straight.
if you coming for me.
But
She's a
it's
gangster.
it's
She
really,
is.
She's a
You've
gangster.
seen her records.
Oh,
She
real
is-
like real life.
she's a politician.
She's a politician. Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
and
I
all
mean, they all want to say she got.
They
They're
all are
all,
politicians.
She got priors?
They're
Is that
all
what you
they're
said?
all
All
crooked.
politicians.
They all steal money.
They all politicians.
Politicians are gangsters.
Everybody
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
shit. And it's just crazy because like we ain't shit and we expect other people
It's
to
just
be
funny
like something.
seeing people who ain't
mean, we
shit
put
always
them
on
we-
the news talking about other people ain't shit.
Yeah.
Back to the back. Let me.
Can't throw stones if you live in a glass
First
house.
and foremost, this this prosecutor, let's look at that again. He is a prosecutor, which means that he has law enforcement on his side, which means that anything can possibly happen, especially if the top is pushing this type of rhetoric. That's what Maxine Waters want everybody to understand, is that you have people in these high positions where people is looking up to them and listening to this rhetoric, and this is what they're preaching to the choir.
Mm-hmm.
And that's her problem. Like, you shouldn't be preaching that to the choir when you're at the top, because you have people that listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
This prosecutor in San Bernardino, he has the law enforcement on the side. Who knows what can happen to Maxine Waters? Who knows what he can say? You know? I think that was just the utmost disrespect. Had Maxine Waters said that about President Trump, when she wished anybody killed him, they'd have been all up over her.
All on her ass.
If they got Kathy
I mean,
Griffin,
they
got Kathy Griffin,
They said dudes
they're-
under. They said
right, but I'm saying it
under
still wasn't
investigation.
Right. What I'm saying is that it's still not right for him to even say that, especially in his position of power.
Hey, man,
People are
listen,
morally incorrect.
I believe in energy. That energy you put out is gonna come back to you one way or the other. So you out here calling for people to get killed, you out here calling people names and shit. Hey man, when that energy comes for you, don't play the victim. That's all I say. And it's the same thing I said about Maxine Waters last week when she was talking about how we need to, discriminate against Trump supporters. Basically,
She didn't say that.
She didn't say that.
in a
direction.
sense,
She didn't say that.
in a sense.
She said
Call them out on bullshit.
on the rhetoric that they're pushing.
They said no. They said if you see them at restaurants, like don't serve them, start a scene. That's discrimination. Cool.
Call
So
them out on they.
yeah.
I
So
fucks with that.
yeah. So I just like I said last week about Maxine Waters, keep that same energy when the shit happens to you.
Keep that same energy. All right, so I guess we.
Anybody want to put a button on that?
Hey, let's move forward, bro.
We good. We good. We good. So Saudi Arabian women now have the right to drive. Where's that headline from? 1980s, 1970s, 1960s?
2000.
Try last month. Goodness gracious. How far are we in this fight for equality? Let's strip the borders. Let's strip all these countries and states and all that bullshit. How far are we when it comes to equality between the two genders of human beings?
It's this hierarchy system. That's what we're dealing with. We have everybody that wants to be above somebody or wants to be in a position of power, and in that sense, they oppress a specific type of group. In Saudi Arabia, it's women.
Mm-hmm.
In America, it's black people and
women.
minorities, and women as well on a certain level, And I just think that we need to remove that hierarchy system. It shouldn't be with a point where somebody is like, this group is being mistreated versus this group. It's in Saudi Arabia, it's simple as driving a car. It is simple as driving. For you to oppress a whole group of women and say that for a long time you can't drive, I think that, I don't know who's running anything over there. Just it's just bad management over there, bad leadership, bad hierarchy system over there.
I mean, honestly, man, it's. I mean, that's how their religion works. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's how they came up. How I see it, it's a different perspective. Like, at least they're making progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of places not even making the feat to make progress. Because for the longest, Muslim women couldn't even show their faces.
They still can.
Still can't show their faces, but they can drive a car now.
In Kuwait and Saudi Arabia, it is illegal to show your face.
Exactly. So it's just like, that's just part of their culture. So that's not really, I don't feel like that's specifically a man or woman thing. That's more of their personal religious stance.
But that crosses all religions. All religions are misogynistic.
I mean, for
Every last
sure.
single one of them.
For sure. Some more than others, though.
Yeah.
Of course. Like,
yeah, in a sense, but we just evolved, or I won't say we. Christians, in a sense, just evolved faster. Because if you look back, like in the 1800s, 1700s, or whatever, we treated women like shit too.
We still do.
And we still do. You know what I'm saying? Like for somebody like I lived in Dubai for 3 years growing up, so I got to see firsthand that religion, that culture. I got to speak with women who had to cover up. I had to speak with women who, in my opinion, are oppressed. And a lot of them don't think that they're oppressed. You know
because
what I'm
that's
saying?
just their way of life. It's all perspective at the end of the day. It's
Yeah.
all subjective. They like, this is how things run in this side of the country. Like, women here, you know what I'm saying? We oppress women here. I'm not going to like take away from the struggle and shit, but it's just like, they have different opportunities, so they see it differently. It's like, oh, men, like, we have to work just like men. We should get paid equally. Where they at, they don't have to work. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to work, so they're just like, oh, we just do what they tell us to do. And we just go home and with our many other wives, and we chill, and we watch TV and clean up.
But it's all negative conditioned behavior when we all think about it, and I think that's the problem.
Right.
That's the absolute problem. Like, nobody should be telling anybody what they should be doing and what they can't do or whatever. You know, if I
Religion
wanna-
is brainwashed.
But
Right,
what
it
if?
is.
What if? Yes, I'm saying. What if it's part of religion and what that's what they stand by?
Yeah, but it's right. It's only negative.
It's
to
only
you.
it's subjective.
Like, it's
like
so,
I'm saying,
all is so subjective.
It's
Some of them
still
don't
a
want to
learned
change.
behavior.
Yeah, it's like because
but
as
that-
Americans we were like that's wrong.
But
Yeah.
that can be. But like
That's
my.
fine. I get all of that.
We're
Yeah.
all
What I'm saying is
brainwashed
that-
one way or another. We're all
Exactly. It's still a
Right.
conditioned behavior. That's not a natural instinct.
Like, who says
you
right and wrong and
it's
wrong?
like we have to be conditioned to do something. Why is it what's good for the goose is good for the gander? Why is it that
But
me
they're
can do it,
they're
women
literally.
can't do it?
There's a show literally over there just like this where they're saying the same thing about us.
That's
Like,
fine.
what?
Women
Women got their asses
Wow,
out.
that's a learned behavior. That's a learned behavior.
It
They're
all
saying-
is. We all conditioned in our own right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that it's still not a natural instinct. Like you can't tell me to cover. I'm born naked, but then you telling me I need to be covered up. It's a conditioned behavior.
But that's
And they
all
follow
us.
it.
That's all
Right.
us.
We
That's
don't
why
walk
it's a-
around naked.
That's why it's a conditioned behavior. What I'm saying is that it's a stereotype, not a stereotype, but it's a conditioned behavior that's been placed on us to follow a trend or to follow a rule and regulations. And I feel like that's the problem. People, y'all speak about free thought and being free and free actions and free whatever. We
That's
should be free to do what we
American
want to do.
Yes,
That's
but
strictly
It's like if I
American
tell you you need to put a scarf over your face.
because we have to find a
you're gonna look
way
stupid 'cause you're gonna be
for
like, I
people
wanna
to
do what I wanna
live.
do.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, and I feel like that
see,
should
it's
be-
easy
That's
for
their
us
way
to
of
say
life,
that.
you know?
It's easy for
I
us
feel
to
you on
say
that.
that. Now, see,
Easier for
where
us
it
to-
gets tricky at is we can sit here and talk about free this, free that, free this. To them, God is telling them what they can and cannot do.
Because
And
somebody
trumps
told
freedom.
them that.
Yeah.
Somebody told
I mean,
them.
I mean, you read it in
think
the
about,
book.
but
That's
think
their
about,
Bible.
but God,
Yeah, that's
but
their
it's,
Bible.
you got Christians that tell people that God told them to do this.
Exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
But we live in a
To those
country
people-
where
We're
we
in a-
have freedom of religion.
And, yeah,
Exactly.
and to those people, God trumps freedom any day. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh,
Right.
I can't do this, that, and the other thing, but God.
slavery is.
I mean, but that's
it's a
but
condition
that's a
behavior.
whole
That's
different
my-
conversation on whether you believe the religion is true or not. You know what I'm saying?
Basically,
If you honestly believe whatever they believe in their religion, like you died as
Islam?
virgins, Islam, yeah, whatever.
It's
You
just
died. I mean, you died as virgins and all this other shit, whatever.
Those
If you,
extremes.
I mean, what I'm saying is like basically everybody who abides by it doesn't see it as wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like from the outside looking in, of course, we're like, oh,
I mean, look at Christianity and slavery.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Like they justified slavery through Christianity, and at that moment, we was like, "This is just what it is."
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So it's just like, right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's just it is what it is.
Religion has too much power over
Religion, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a whole nother conversation.
Way
That's
too much power over
religion.
mine.
That's and it's like, you know,
Quick, put the button on it.
Yeah,
Go,
put a
Marquez.
button on that one.
Put a button on it, Marquez. Go.
we moving
You just
forward,
gonna
baby.
hit the button.
Yeah.
I'm literally
You just
hitting the
gonna hit the
button.
button.
Golden
Literally
button.
My
hitting the
guy.
button.
My guy.
Hit
All
the
right,
button. We're
so
gonna move forward.
so in part 2 on are we as advanced as a species as we thought? Can you believe lynching is still not a federal crime? Congress has tried over 200 times to outlaw lynching, but of course, the South, lawmakers in the South have largely stopped it. 3 black lawmakers introduced a bill that is now in Congress. But what do you think about this vicious crime not being a federal law?
I do want to give a shout out to Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, and Tim Scott for being the 3 senators that pushed this whole bill to Congress or whatever, this whole law into Congress. What's interesting is that we all know that it's illegal and you definitely will go to jail
Murder
for
is
this
illegal,
crime.
period.
But
Yeah.
it's certain things where like if you beat up a gay person, it's a hate crime, or if you beat up a woman or something like that, you consider domestic violence, whatever. But it's like lynching amongst black people is still not a federal crime.
I think it's lynching against people, period, though, huh?
Yeah,
Well,
it is.
It is.
It's
It
like-
is. That's my mistake. It is. But I mean, lynching amongst people in general.
We
is-
just have the history of being lynched. I got
right.
it.
Got it. But amongst people in general, it's still not a federal crime. I think that's some BS. Or we're not. Of course, we got people. They tried to push it over 200 times and it got denied.
That's fucking
You
crazy.
know, it's crazy.
That's nuts,
And it's about 4,700 people, over 4,700 people that was lynched between like 1850 and 1964, statistic wise. I just think that there's so much trauma with that certain crime, and I think that it needs to be looked at on a more federal level. I feel like that it needs to be like a capital punishment, because it has so much negative rhetoric behind it, so much negative connotation behind it, I don't know.
I mean, that thing is, of course, lynching being illegal is not being illegal is fucked up, but it's like one, it's like, oh, it's just old white people in office just trying to keep things the way they are, but it's
It
like,
is illegal.
Yeah, I was gonna get to
murder
that.
is illegal.
I was gonna get to that. All right, it's not a federal crime, whatever. It's like because just like old white people want to just keep like literally words to the same way they were. It's like this is how it was, how it's gonna be. But at the same time, murder is illegal, so nobody's gonna get away with lynching. Like period. So it's just literally just text. They literally are just keeping the text alive because it's just racist old white people in office.
This reminds me of this really reminds me of like, so there's this like I read this like on Instagram or some shit like that, but it talks about how the swastika is completely illegal now in Germany. You can't have it at all. But in America, you can raise a Confederate flag wherever you want to. And it talks about it says because Germany is ashamed of their past and America isn't. So this really seems as though it's like, oh well, I mean, lynching doesn't affect us, so why would we? You know what I'm saying? Like we're not ashamed of.
We
the
still
past.
live in America where people are still alive from those riots in the '60s and '50s.
People are still being lynched.
I mean, people aren't being lynched.
No,
people
they're
are being murdered.
They are
No,
being
they're
lynched.
lynched.
They are still
They
being hanging from trees.
Yeah, they
today.
still lynching us in the South, bro.
Yeah.
The South is like 30 years behind in just everything. I can say that because I'm from Texas. But, yo, when it comes to this shit, it's just like, I think white people have to start having just more empathy in general. Just being like, yeah, this doesn't affect us, but it's wrong, so let's get rid of it. Facts.
I agree.
You
I
me?
feel that. I feel that.
You feel me?
I feel that. I was just gonna look up how many lynches have. I'm curious.
I'll see a story like once a month where they'd be like, Routine lynched and so.
Yeah, I haven't seen these stories, but of course, America will hide that shit. You know.
Yeah.
That's too many.
That's too many. Once a month.
Button.
Once a month,
so,
that's way too many.
Yeah,
That's like,
like
oh, it's
$12 a year.
just one lynch a month. We just, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like,
A sprinkle.
you're saying like it was like I just read about it once. I feel like if that happened once a
assault.
month,
Yeah,
it'd definitely be
assault
a
that.
somebody be like, hey man,
We
this
should
happening
bring
too
more
often.
frequent.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Niggas start getting worried. like, hold up.
Like, you heard this happening once a month?
Like, did it happen already?
Right. 'Cause
Young
we
back.
It's the third.
It's the 30th shit.
Oh
Right.
shit, they ain't lynched nobody
They ain't
yet.
let nobody yet.
Niggas
Yeah,
stay in the house.
like, hey, you gonna meet me at? Nah, bro.
Nah, brother. Wait till
Until I hear about that
purge.
purge.
The
It's like the
purge.
purge, basically.
Wait till the first.
Man.
Anyways, so marriage rates are declining.
Mm-hmm.
Less and less young people are getting married.
Mm.
Huh?
Yeah.
What y'all think about that?
Man, a lot of people are just shacking up. It's kind of strange how, like, we're getting away from not only marriage, but religion. Like, I've noticed a lot more young people, when you ask them, hey, are you religious? They'll say, like, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. I don't know what the fuck that means, but it's like,
I believe in God.
it's like I believe in God just in case he's
I don't believe in the
exists.
story
You know what I'm
behind
saying? But that's what I'm saying. I feel the same way. Like, I personally don't believe in the Bible. You know, I feel like it was definitely manipulated and written by white
Yeah,
people.
that motherfucker
I don't know
lied at your
who.
graduation.
And I'm like, I did. Don't tell my mom. But and like, what I'm saying, I don't know who King James is. You know, somewhat.
LeBron.
You know, somewhat. The only King James we acknowledge is LeBron. What, I don't know. What, LA? Oh,
LA, you got it.
LA, that, like,
Hey,
there you
oh,
go. Hey,
yeah.
no, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. But anyway, man, I just feel like marriage is just a contractual agreement for people to be locked up together and pay the same taxes. But it's like, but at the same time, it's like, it's just how we were raised. You know, it's like you have to be married because America told you have to.
Yeah, I think like past generations, bro, like they would, graduate high school, maybe go to college. If not, get a job. If they go to college, get a job, get married. Like that's what
how
they do.
it was.
And that's kind of how it is back home. Like in Houston.
That's how
like,
Houston. That's why I moved. It's like it's scary.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Like,
I
with the
think
South being 30 years behind. You know what I'm saying?
I think our generation is like going into a place of like. And I don't even think it's a career thing. I don't even think we're like, yo, we got to get established in our career first. I think we're like We're gonna do what makes us happy.
Mhm.
Fuck what you telling me I need to do.
Mhm.
Fuck going to college if I don't want to.
I'm
Fuck
a free
getting married
thinker.
if I don't want to. Fuck this if I don't want to.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do the things that make me happy, and if my happiness leads me to get married one day, then I'll get married.
A lot of free thinkers. Like,
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people are starting to think for themselves, but at the same time, like women are conditioned growing up is like, I want to have a dream wedding, I have that
Yeah.
wedding. So it's like essentially, if you moved in with a chick and just dated her and didn't date nobody else, that's essentially the same thing as being married.
And I've done that shit.
But
brother. Never
and
get-
it's like once you get married, you just make a contractual obligation, so it's harder for y'all to leave each other. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like all right, now we gotta go through this paperwork, we gotta split shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You
But
taking
whereas
out
like
my
you could
money.
just be like, you know what, I don't want to be in this no more. You just leave.
Exactly.
But that would be a problem for America. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? That's why marriage exists. Because I literally just had this epiphany. But that's why marriage exists, because like it would affect tax dollars. you
Well,
know?
marriage. I look at marriage in two different perspectives. You can marry somebody because you want to spend your life with that person, as in a vow to God, under God, that you will treat this person right, or you can get married for the benefits of your partner, you know, or whatever. Like when you have kids, and like back in the day, my mama had her kids in the 70s. Like my auntie had her kids in the 60s, because my mama the only sibling that didn't marry her child's father. But my aunties them married because they had kids by this man, and he was in the army, and they needed the benefits for their kids. It may have been love, but it was more on an agreement, like, let me get these benefits. And, but I feel like now, like, millennials, we are not having kids as young as they was having kids, you know.
we can't
so-
afford to. Shit.
We can't afford to.
But like
Everything
everything,
got so
we have a
expensive.
different focus. Like, we do have a different focus. Like
Yeah.
we going after the things that we want
Yeah.
before we
And
take
then
that.
even like on top of that, it's like
So much is raised.
yeah, back in the day, you can afford to graduate from college or graduate from high school, get a job, and get a house, and have the comfort to be like, you know what, I can get married and I
Right.
can't have no fucking wife and kids in my $1,200 studio.
Right.
You know what
That
I'm
same
saying?
studio in that time probably like $400, $300. You know what I'm saying?
$375.
But to wing it back in and to go back to what you were saying about the shacking up part of it, a lot of people they can't resist temptation. Like a lot of people like, well, I love this girl, but this girl bad, and or this guy looks better, so
Yeah.
I'm
That
not
ain't
ready to
new,
commit
though.
to you. I'm not gonna give up my freedom.
That ain't new, though.
Of being an F boy, you know.
I mean, F boy.
Like,
ain't new.
I don't want to use profanity,
Yeah.
but I want to be.
Shit
I
on my
want to give up my. You know, I want to be an F boy. I want to mess around. I want to mess around with. So I don't think people at that age
I'm
where they.
faithful. I don't cheat.
But I feel like.
I cheat.
I mean,
I don't cheat anymore.
I ain't got no
boy.
boyfriend.
Like, let y'all know, I'm a new man.
I ain't got no boys in this race.
I just don't get in
On
relationships.
top of this, yo, like to like go on a tangent but stay on topic at the same time. I think weddings should be like a rich people tradition.
It is a rich people tradition.
But no, like regular ass people have these
And-
big ass like weddings and spend
And go in
$20,000,
debt.
$30,000, $40,000 on a wedding and then go home to an apartment. Like you're
Because
They
that's
also-
what broke
they also
people
have
do.
good credit.
Yeah.
Broke people also have all these expensive crumbs and then be on financial aid in college.
Yeah, everybody just,
Like
hey man.
Like we should just leave weddings to the rich people, and us middle class and lower class people should just go to fucking courthoughs.
Yeah,
and
I'm-
just
I
sign
don't
papers.
agree with that.
I
You
don't
live
know.
within your
If I get
means.
married, I do want to do it all.
Yeah,
back.
do it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask you a quick question. So, I haven't looked up the history of marriage. You know, from what I have looked up, it's like not even that old of a tradition. You know, it like literally just came together.
It's been
But-
for
Jumping the room is like an 18th century tradition.
It's like 18th century.
The
Was
women wear
that
flowers
300?
because they didn't
Was that
wash
300
up,
years?
and they needed the
200
flowers
years?
to-
No, the 21st
to
century.
bring the best.
Yeah, 300 years.
Yep.
300
Like
years of
flowers.
marriage. How long have men been around?
I mean,
Marriage been around since the beginning of time.
yeah.
But I'm saying, does
Me
marriage
too.
stem from religion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bible
And,
says we
and how do
should.
you feel about religion?
I don't
I'll
feel
obey
good,
it.
good about it.
But
I got this far.
but
that's why motherfuckers in
but-
the South stay getting married.
Not even. It's not.
I'm
even
just
rel-
opening up. The
It's not
listeners'
even religion
minds
anymore.
right now.
Today, it's more law. Like you can have a kid by a
With
person,
taxes.
but in order to get those benefits, we need to be married. If I can get on your health insurance and stuff like that, so a lot of people get married for that reason. You know,
Like a lot of
versus-
military guys get married just because they get
All
paid
of them.
more.
They
get
do.
paid
all
more.
of
They
them.
do. I remember that.
That's fucking nuts. That's
And see,
stupid.
a lot of my aunties, they
And you don't have to
married
pay for
military
nothing,
men.
though.
I know a lot of best friends that's married because they're in the military.
And they don't even just be sad and don't even like each other.
No, they don't be married. They just be married on
by
paper.
yeah. I know a couple
That's
girls.
crazy.
For the benefits.
They got
Your
dudes
child forever
They got
sad.
dudes over in Korea, but
That's
they-
crazy.
I'm trying to get all my female
Kind of like,
best
what's that,
friends
Chuck
to
and
marry
Larry movie? Remember
Yeah,
Chuck and
exactly,
Larry?
yeah.
Kind of like Chuck and Larry.
That's a
That's
good
just
movie.
ridiculous.
Button.
All right, let's
You wanna
move
hit the button
forward.
again, Marquez?
Bam, bam. Let's
My
move
guy.
forward.
My guy.
Watch that for this.
All right, so
Oh,
we
yeah,
had
got that.
Opinionated conducted a poll, and 80% of the women stated that they would rather have sex with a fuckboy, with a guy that they don't like on the first night, than have sex with a guy who they hit it off with, who they click with, who they really like, who treats them well, who sends good morning texts, who for all of that cool shit that we supposed to do. You don't want to have sex with the good guy because it'll mess things up.
You know what it is,
That
bro?
don't make sense.
80% of those women
Are fucking stupid.
did not have dads around. No, man, but for real though, women got fucked up lives.
Women
all
be
over.
shopping.
Women be shopping. I don't know, man. It's like you could try to understand women, but it's just no point at this time. It's just
It's probably the best answer ever.
the best answer. Like, I don't fucking know. Like I can't even like. Why do women choose? I don't want to mess it up.
That don't make no damn
It don't
sense.
make sense. But I've heard it before. You know what I'm
I
saying?
do. I've heard it from like.
Like I'd rather have sex with somebody I don't like, blah blah. But it's like instead of mess up something like.
Yeah. And it's just like so. It's for decades women have called.
I'm gonna
guys,
go have sex with somebody else.
Yeah, and for decades women have called guys dogs. So let's use your logic. In order to train a dog, you reward the positive behavior and you punish the negative behavior.
Right.
By doing that, you're rewarding behavior that you don't like. So you mad? Oh, all these guys are fuckboys.
All these disrespectful dudes.
Because women are dogs. That's why they're called.
Bitch, it is.
Damn.
Not all of them.
But see,
We set it up so perfect. I'm sorry.
Bitch.
Damn, you walk right
No,
there.
I walked into that one. I love women. All right, I never call y'all bitches.
CD sales.
I never.
Well,
call
women
you
have
bitches.
to
CD sales go back.
Excuse me, who?
That was a gay man that led that. A man that is gay.
a man that is
Yeah, man.
because the
And
man comes
he walked
first.
me into that.
The
all right?
man comes first.
I like saying bitches. I don't call women
You're
bitches.
learning.
Yeah.
You're learning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But like,
Congratulations.
what women need to learn, at least about straight guys, is straight men don't do anything that they don't think works with women. Everything we do,
It's
we
for
do
women.
for
Like
women.
if women like dudes sleeping in boxes, dudes
We
wouldn't
would-
dudes
nigga, I'd
wouldn't
be
get
in
no
the box
job.
right now, nigga.
Like fuck this job.
Close
I'm
my
getting
cardboard
bitches
box.
in my box.
You know what I'm
Fuck
saying?
this. I'm in LA. I'll
We
take a
wouldn't
shower
work.
at the gym.
We wouldn't gym. I wouldn't go to the gym. If
I
women
wash
did
my
that-
ass. At least my ass be itching if I don't take a shower.
Yeah, I would shower. But I wouldn't work out. You know what I'm saying? We do
Probably.
everything for women, but women don't understand that. It's because women don't do shit for us.
They don't, bro.
They do things. to
Women
the
don't
people other women.
understand, bro.
You know that?
I'm gonna give all women free game right
Women
now.
don't do shit for men.
They
They
don't.
compete with other women,
They compete with other women.
so they don't understand us. Because of
So get this, bro. What women don't understand, like it's an old phrase. The best way to a man's heart is his stomach. All right, it's worked for me. All my girlfriends have trapped me into this. It's not even trapped. It's like if you keep feeding this dude, he's gonna keep coming around. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes are dogs. And you can't. There's some exceptions, but most guys, you keep giving them free good meals, and if you give them good head, they ain't gonna go nowhere. Like women don't understand that. They be trying to make shit all difficult, blah blah.
Yeah.
Men are really
See,
simple.
this is why though. It's
Keep our
'cause-
stomachs
it's 'cause
full and-
women are so complex,
Right.
that they think it's no way we can be that simple.
Like it is, bro.
And we're the most simple.
So give us food and good sex. We ain't going
I
nowhere.
think we've evolved a little bit. I want somebody to be able to take care of my mind as well.
Oh,
or
yeah,
help
I
me
feel
take
that.
care of my mind as I'm gonna help you take care of yours as well.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's be my peace. Be my peace. And let's eat together and watch Power.
Of course, we gotta be able to have conversation. Like, duh. It's like you gotta have like good. You gotta be able to be around each other.
Yeah.
Outside of
Like
sex.
isn't that the first thing that we look for? Is like, do I like being around you? Yes.
Yeah,
Cool,
it's
let's
like,
take it.
of course, it's like if you're around multiple times, it's obvious. Like, all right, I like this girl,
Yeah.
I want her around more.
Yeah.
But it's like after a while, if you not like, that's when the other shit comes into play. If we not having sex, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go have sex with
Exactly,
somebody else.
and that's what I was telling women. That's what I was telling women. I was like, ladies, if you're holding out on a guy and he still wants to be around you, he likes you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's
It's
times
really
it's
that
times like
obvious.
a girl will hold out, and like I still hang around her and shit, but I'm gonna go have sex. Like I'm not about to just not have sex.
That's what women do.
Perspective.
But
That's what women do too.
Let me jump up in this. I'll let y'all have y'all fun because I knew when y'all posted that I was gonna disagree with y'all, so you know I'm about to get ready to.
Let's do it.
This is gonna be interesting.
Let's hear it.
I'm gonna speak about me. I'm not a woman, of course, you know. But one thing I will say is that I currently do that, and the reason why I do that is because
Hold out and fuck boys.
No, yeah.
Well,
Yes.
That's the dumbest shit.
Yes.
Go ahead.
wait, you have
Let me
sex with
explain.
fuck boys?
Let me say something like this. What I mean is that what I mean, and I've been doing this for a long time. What I like is I categorize people. So what I would do, I'd be like, okay, this is somebody who I can just have sex with. But then I'm like, this is somebody who
Women do that.
This is somebody who that's all you are. I know that's all you will
Women
ever
do
be.
that.
That's all you will ever be. But the thing about it is that when you meet somebody that you're trying to connect with, in my opinion, and a lot of women agree, you have to remove sex from it. Because a lot of times with me, if I like you and you give it up prematurely, I will instantly stop liking you. Like, I'll stop liking you. I'll be like, I'm on to the next. I got what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? But if you can psych my mind and keep me intrigued, then I don't want to have sex with you. I want to get to know you as a person. You understand?
Why
Sex
why can't you do it simultaneously?
because sex complicates things, especially when you're trying to get to know somebody. Because that's all we ever think about. It's one of the first greetings that you have when you texting somebody. About night one, you already done sent your news out. It's already sexual.
No, nigga, that's
Did he
you.
say nudes?
Listen,
Did he say nudes?
I'm not talking about you out individually. I'm talking about in general.
I need the cash out.
In general.
Send me the
PayPal
cash
me.
app.
Listen, in general, people, this is what they do. It's always sexual, and it's hard to kind of
But it,
have a
I
sexual
think that's a
relationship with somebody.
homosexual
I mean, but you-
rhetoric.
Yeah,
No,
I don't think like this. Like it doesn't translate.
But you have to be.
A lot of women do
But
this.
most
A lot of
people are
women
physically
think that way
attracted
as
to the
well.
other person before they move forward. So it's like that's the first thing that pops in my mind. Period. Would I have sex with this person? Because you're not walking
But
up
they
to
don't
them
wanna
like,
give
I hope they
themselves
got a
to
good
you.
personality.
They don't want to
You're
give themselves to
"Ooh,
you
they look
prematurely.
good.
They don't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
say
Listen,
something.
They don't want
this
to
is
do
what
that.
this is really what it's about. It's like straight men see vagina as a reward for the work that
That's
we
not
put
true.
in.
No, that's
I
not
don't.
true.
I don't.
That is not
No,
true.
Don't say it as a reward. No.
Okay, so explain your
Vagina is the appetizer. That comes
Vagina is
first.
just like vagina
Explain
is
it.
just
I'm
like
straight,
part
bro.
of life.
I'm It's like, straight.
yeah, it's like why are we not having sex? Why are we? I
Because
don't
it
understand.
will
Like,
complicate things.
it's
If
not
I'm trying to
always
get to
just
know
like-
you, if I look at you like,
I agree.
if I look
I
at you
feel
as
like
like
you
you
can-
husband material, it's gonna
I
complicate
think you could
things.
simultaneously get to know
You
somebody. and
can
have
because
sex.
You can.
why hold out on something that's going to happen?
happen.
Yeah,
It's
that's
inevitable.
Because it
Does waiting
complicates
really make
things.
us better people? So if you're
Drake said it
saying
best.
if
I
you're
say that all
saying
the time
sex
now.
complicate
It's so true, though.
It's so
things,
true.
you're basically
It's gonna
saying
happen.
let's complicate things
Yes,
later.
little man. Yeah.
No, at this point I know you. At this point I got to know you.
So now it's time to
And now we have
so
sex,
now it's
and the
time
sex
to
is
complicate
bad.
things.
And now the sex is bad.
Man, real talk, you say all the time you
3
know
months later, the
somebody.
sex is bad.
Oh, we love each other now. Let's
now
let's
it's fucked
complicate
up.
things.
Now it's
Real
fucked up.
talk, like how you
That's
gonna
not-
how
that's
you
not-
gonna
that's
be with
bad
somebody
rhetoric.
3 months not have sex
Listen.
and then y'all like each other and then y'all
that's-
finally have sex
Because
and
it's
it's
no
bad.
attached
Like,
versus
maybe we can
feelings
grow
attached.
past this.
It don't complicate. If for me, if I like a girl, and
Regardless
we
if we
have
having sex or not,
If
I don't
I
care.
like a girl and we have sex, guess what's gonna happen?
We gonna have sex
amplified, and it's gonna amplify the fact that I like you because the sex is good now.
Exactly. It's like,
Now I damn sure can't stop thinking about
Now
it.
what if she
I
don't
don't
need
know. I've had a
no
lot
That's
of
what
good
I'm
sex and
saying.
been like, hey, I see you.
Yeah, but you didn't like her.
But you ain't like
I'm
her.
saying
I
you
think I like
liked
every
her.
girl I've had sex with.
I mean, did you?
What?
I'm confused.
I wouldn't
Y'all
have sex
not
with my
listening.
wife.
I'm trying to tell y'all what it is.
No.
Having
You like
sex
her
on a-
intellectually and emotionally.
Like you, no.
I can't have sex with somebody I don't like.
You've never had casual sex in your life?
Nah, man.
That-
One night stand, I have
that's
one night
that's
stand.
That is
that's
casual
a
sex.
sexual orientation though. I think it's called like
I can't have sex with somebody I don't
It's-
like.
it's
Also
like that.
yeah. That's how it's. I
have
forgot
to
which
mostly
one
like
it
you.
is.
So you just ditched them after that? Or
Not this we just like we're cool. Like sometimes it ain't gotta be a relationship thing. It's just like we just actually click on
That's
sex.
casual sex, brother.
That's casual sex.
Well, we're friends like that.
That sounds like I have girls that I've been friends
I'm
with.
talking
and
about
had
girls
sex.
I got
Like,
girls that I
like,
should have
we
made
going
pay
on
for
dates.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
girls
Like, we
that-
going on
We
dates.
talking about like girls you want to progress with,
Yeah.
and like girls that you want to progress with, and they don't want to have sex, and it's like,
But
all
they
right,
out having sex with a
Yeah.
motherfucker they don't like. That don't make no sense.
That shit
It
don't
does.
The
make
original
sense.
question,
No,
I
it's not
believe that
It makes sense.
it's nothing to do with women. I think
Yeah.
it's just natural that
natural
we like
thing.
shit that is not good for us.
We like complicated shit.
Yeah, because think about the
Because-
people we cheat on and do wrong.
Yeah.
They're good to us.
They're good to you,
but them
yeah.
bitches that come in our lives that ain't shit, we be at home crying
Thirsty,
over them like,
boy.
why this
Taste
bitch?
man.
Why she smashing on TV?
Everybody but
This
me.
bitch.
I'm in
What is
that
that from? What is
situation.
that from?
So everybody but me.
sleeping
Oh,
with
Usher.
everybody.
Usher, yeah, like sleeping with everybody but me. I'm in that situation. I don't get it.
We naturally
Right.
like shit that ain't good for us. It has nothing to do with women. It's men and women. Like I know it for a fact because I'm an ain't shit nigga and I got my inbox is just everything.
Oh, we see the
when
questions.
when I was
here.
like this, like, oh, I just want to find someone and marry them. Nobody liked me. I can literally go online right now and be like, I ain't shit. And like, wait, when can I meet you? Like, what's going on? What's going on there?
Let me see. You ain't shit.
I need to see for myself.
Certain population.
Now you got to prove it.
I've been getting to know somebody
People
for
do that shit for
7,
real.
7, 8 months. And I've been getting to know somebody for 7, 8 months. I didn't see they news until like month 6. I went 6 months.
What's
without.
up with you and these
Yeah,
dudes?
I don't know.
What I'm
Gays
saying, like,
and
what I'm
nudes,
saying, like,
yeah.
I didn't. It wasn't sexual. It wasn't sexual.
I
I
can
just
imagine.
summed it up. I said like I didn't see this dick. I didn't see nothing. It was just we were just getting to know each other. It wasn't anything sexual. So by that being that way, it made me. I was really intrigued on getting to know this person, which made me like this person even
That's perfectly
more.
fine. I'm just saying that if you were holding
But
out that entire time,
but
with
I was
them,
holding out for that person.
but you was
But
fucking
you
other
having sex.
dudes. That's stupid.
How
It's not
how would the
stupid,
dude?
because it
How
was-
would the dude that you was holding out on feel like?
He'd be out in a hurry.
If he
And
found out that you was
and
having
how would
sex
you
with other
feel?
people.
We already had this conversation.
Oh, I
sorry.
wouldn't. Oh,
Ready?
what?
We both get it. We both build. We getting to know
So
each
y'all
other.
both, like,
Listen,
the
we're just
agree
getting
not
to know.
to
We
have
getting to know
sex.
each other. We're building something. The thing about it is that it's
And he
not.
knows you're
it's-
fucking other people?
It's no rule in it. It's not like you can't do nothing. We exclusively. It's like you can do what you want to do. We just getting to know each other.
But
We
I'm
just
not about
gonna
to.
have-
I'm not about to be consistent with somebody
You don't
who's
have
sleeping
to.
with somebody else.
You don't
No.
have to. When
Like
you
at
get
all.
to a level where it becomes exclusive, then I can say, you know what, I like you, only you. I'm gonna cut everybody else off, and I'm gonna focus strictly on you.
Yeah, but
I live in a world where
we
I
not
assume-
going
are
on
you-
dates.
Are you?
We not doing none of that.
To who?
If I'm talking to somebody that's holding out on me and she told
You
me
just said
I'm
that you
sleeping,
have
hold
casual
on.
sex.
Hold on. If I'm
But
talking
you
to
said
somebody
holding out.
who is holding out on me,
That's
and she
specific.
says, "Yeah, I'm holding out on you, but I'm fucking these other guys." but you're still gonna take me on dates, bitch. Please.
Like, bitch, I'm not paying for your liquor.
That's y'all God-given right. Now, if she give it up to y'all and you like it and you stay with it, by all means, it works for you. But what I'm saying is that a lot of women hold out because they don't want to complicate
They
things. They don't want to complicate things.
Man,
Yeah,
that
it's
Steve
stupid. I
Harvey
think it's
shit ain't true,
complicated.
bro. I feel like not having sex complicates things.
Steve Harvey even said, if you give it
My
up
best
on the first night
relationship
or the
was not
90th
having
night,
sex with somebody, and that's booming.
if you give it up on the
The
first
people I
night,
had sex with, I didn't know them like that.
I mean, I feel like it's a personal thing, though. Like, I had sex with people I grew with.
You know what? It's a
You know
it's
what
a
I'm saying?
subjective thing. It's really a subjective.
I'm talking to someone right now, and we have a date
which one? I mean, one
to
That boy Cam.
when we're having sex.
Alright.
And it's pissing me off because I'm waiting to that date and then I'm just gonna say fuck them.
Wait, hold on.
But
What?
see, why?
He's on a date
What?
with somebody else?
You
you
want to
said?
fucking
No, he has a date to when it's on the 13th.
He has a date.
Cause that'll make 3 months. That'll make 3 months. And I'm like, that's the stupidest shit.
But you
it's so
stuck
stupid.
around, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
What if it's not good?
Then I'm leaving. So you just waited this 3
Wasted
months.
my time, your
So you don't
time.
care about the fun dates y'all here. You don't care about how the person made you
We
feel. None of
could've
that
did-
matters. Only if
How you
it's
gonna
your
marry-
determination if it's the sex is good. If
It's
it's not.
How you gonna
stupid.
marry
so
somebody?
hey, is it it was his decision?
My body,
to
my
make-
choice. My body, my choice.
It's his decision to make you wait, right? So if you found out that he was fucking some other dude this whole time, how would you feel?
You know he fucks me.
How would you honestly feel?
His weight is
Hold
I would be
on,
pissed
hold
off.
on.
I
You'd
would
be
be
mad,
pissed
right?
off.
You'd be pissed. You'd be mad.
Yeah.
And you deserve to be mad, because why would you hold out on me?
But I
And
do
got-
understand why people do that because I think he wants something with me. So he's making me
You
wait.
don't want to complicate it.
I think all that's
But my thing is-
just sit down and have a conversation.
Yes or no?
But
You don't
what
wanna
people don't
complicate it,
understand is I'm just waiting on you. I'm still having sex.
Alright, y'all.
See? Yeah. We gotta put a button
Well,
on
let's
it.
go and put a button. It's an interesting topic.
We gotta put a motherfucking
We're
button
gonna
on
move
it.
forward.
We only
But-
got one more topic.
We got
So
one more
yeah.
this
topic.
one can
We
be
can go
short.
back to that.
This
You
one can
women
be
be
short.
crazy. No.
That's a real topic. We gonna troll that one.
All right,
That's what I like.
So, Tamar Braxton and Tank got into a petty war of words
man.
after he defended his bandmates against accusations of unprofessionalism. She then takes to Instagram with an attempt to shame him using emasculating words such as sugar and referencing his statements on how he likes to get the booty ate.
Ooh.
He likes to get his groceries
He
ate.
does like his booty ate, from what I heard.
What do y'all think about women emasculating men?
Honestly, it's their God-given right. I mean, it's like, it sucks, but it's like, you know, they shouldn't do it, but it's like, hurt women say hurtful things, man. It's like, you can be mad, but it's like, they have freedom of speech, you know, so they can literally say what they want. And it's all on you, how you take it, you know, like, yeah, I think Tank came out publicly, said he likes his booty ate, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're not telling him new information. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about how he takes it. If he acts like a bitch about it, it's emasculating. If he owns up to it, it's like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is, the band didn't show up. They went to Essence Fest instead of doing her set. So that was unprofessional as fuck.
They do be doing wild shit. I'm just like, how is that even emasculating?
There's more to that story than that.
Elaborate.
Basically, which just off topic, Vince basically, Tank said that Vince basically approved them to do it. You know, so he just saying that if your camp didn't inform you, Tamar, about your band, then that's on you. I got to do with that. But basically, don't try to ruin these guys' lives or their reputations. Because,
together, right? Vince and her, like they're
like she fired them while she was on stage. Like, okay, crowd, listen, I fired my band, and even a Vince like that's unprofessional. But back to the topic.
She gotta keep it professional.
Well, you know, I'll comment on the topic since I'm already speaking. This is the thing. When it
So
comes
her
down,
camp wasn't communicating.
listen, when it comes down to women emasculating men, that's a really big problem in our community, especially amongst black people. In retrospect, black women degrade women, and I'm not saying that it's right. I'm saying that it's a problem across all boards. The thing about Tamar Braxton is that she has multiple gay friends, and we know two of them personally. And my problem is that and I always hold my female friends to a standard. Like, I better not ever hear y'all saying anything about a gay man or a man in general when y'all kicking and hanging around me. The thing about it is that her motive was to shame Tank for doing something that society feels is a feminine thing.
You can't shame somebody with something
you can try.
Yeah.
Her motive was to
tried.
try.
It's like her intent was malicious.
If he fell into it, then her job is she did her job well, but he didn't fall for it. The thing about it, and that's why I mess with Tank. That's why I fuck with Tank, because I'm a heterosexual man, but I'm finna go to a gay pride. Right. I'm going to a gay pride.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about how you take it.
I like my booty ate because that's what turns me on, and everybody is like, whatever. Gabrielle, you said Dwayne Wade, like his booty.
if you own it,
So it's like
it's a new wave. I can't do it.
Right, but what I'm saying is that
I
heard he does.
But my thing about it is that
close down.
But these are all
honestly, bro, got too much hair there.
Listen, these are all heterosexual males. Listen, these are all heterosexual males. And
what? Hold on, time out, brother. Time out. Cam, you
gotta
shave
shave everywhere, man.
I shaved my ass. I have.
Y'all shaving
I have because like when you take shit, shit be getting in there, bro. Yeah, like
y'all shaving.
First of all,
there's like a certain clipper.
Yes, and the hairy ass, that hair makes odor.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you shower with a hairy ass, you're gonna need 12 showers a day.
If you take a shit, it gets stuck in that shit. You know what I'm saying?
The follicles.
Like the thing about it is
even
like
the tissue when you wipe your ass.
Yeah, but the thing about it is like when you wipe it.
You've never ate a hairy ass, so you don't understand.
I never ate
So
no ass.
if you see a hairy ass and you see tissue and
watch that movie.
stuff,
That's 1850.
there was a rumor a long time ago that said like straight men don't wash their ass.
Oh man, I be trying to shave now. It's just that when you shave it itches when it grows back.
Dude,
we out there.
That's my only.
Baby powder though.
You should.
Baby powder for real, that works.
Drop it in your drawer.
It stops the issue.
Works.
This nigga,
No, like every time I shave down
I
here,
cleaned
bro.
up the manscape.
Manscaped?
gotta
Manscaping is important.
You got the manscape.
I'm grown. We know.
I'm manscaped, but not my asshole.
Oh man,
It's all connected in my
No, because like
Especially when
so
people
me
suck in my
personally-
balls and stuff,
Hey,
like that
thank
hair
you.
from underneath
It's
be
right
growing
there.
like.
Asshole's right there.
Bro, it's like me personally, bro. I
Y'all
shave
not
my
getting no
ass
good
'cause,
sex
like,
then, bro.
if I'm like out during the day and I have to take a shit, and then like I'm just walking around all day with like it's all itchy and shit because it's all stuck in my head. And I know it sounds gross, but
But it's
Hey,
real though.
it's
It's
real.
real.
That's real as fuck. Like you got
You know
like
what?
you gotta
Baby
use
tape
you
mark.
gotta use a wet towel
I use
to
wet
wipe your
baby
ass.
wipes.
Baby
You
wipes.
you carry around baby wipes?
Yes,
I
it's
carry
baby
my
wipes.
baby
I have some in
I
my
do-
bathroom.
I'll use a
I'll
baby
take
wipe
tissue.
after I use this.
Exactly. Yeah.
I take a tissue and I just wet
Gotta
it.
be ready,
and then
listen.
boom, boom, boom.
See, nobody
I
ventures
get
into
the
my
good
butt.
tissue. I get
No
that
one
thick
ventures
tissue,
into
you
my
know?
butt, so I don't give a fuck. Like,
Well,
It's
girls
not-
are down
it's
around
not
mine.
about them
As
touching
long
your
as
butt.
it's clean.
My
It's
balls
about
are
you. It's about you venturing in your own.
Yeah, my ass be
butt
itching,
clean,
bro.
girl.
Like that's why I do it. You know
My
what I'm
butt
saying?
is
So like
clean.
you venture to say,
my butt clean.
It's proper
And
maintenance.
don't nobody need to see my butt but me. As long as
Bro, have you
it's
seen
clean.
it? Bro, have you even seen it? How do you
I
even
haven't.
see it?
Exactly.
I need a threesome, yo.
I just feel it.
I don't even
Oh
see
man,
my
I
butt.
never thought of that way.
Huh?
I never thought of it that way.
Listen,
That
You gotta
nigga
get
gonna
on
be
you, start
coming to
sucking your
do
balls.
this.
Yeah, I'm saying it's a whole
I've had
different ball
it.
game.
That nigga gonna be
All different ball
Cause she gonna be
games,
back
man.
here.
That nigga gonna be full of the game.
This turned into
Yes,
a
back to Tamar.
Back to the okay, listen.
Fuck her.
But I also wanted to comment on that shit. Like, even though I said, yeah, she has freedom of speech and shit, I don't feel like, just specifically, I mean, of course, everybody, men and women do it, but I feel like black women should stop trying to emasculate black men.
As
Because
a
we spend,
clapback.
you know what I'm saying, as a
You know what I'm
clapback,
saying?
because
Like,
black men, we
yeah.
go through so much throughout the day. It'd be nice to have, for black women to have our backs and just
They
like,
do
you know,
have y'all backs.
you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not saying they don't.
They do have y'all backs.
I'm just saying, like, in this situation, you know what
I
I'm
gotta
saying?
agree, cause like you said, she got gay friends, so it's like, well, like, where
Yeah.
you really stand? Like, don't y'all make a joke about, you know,
I mean,
like,
They don't say
I mean,
nothing.
only
She
gay
do what she
people.
wanna do.
It's not like it's only gay
See, I can be
people.
friends
What
with
I'm
her.
saying,
I'd have told her.
exactly. It's
I'd have
not-
called
Yeah,
her,
but
like,
so that's why
Exactly.
the
Point-
emasculation
exactly.
part wasn't an issue with
Yep.
me. The part where I get mad at Tamar is when she try to use homosexuality
Yep.
as an
It's
insult.
an insult.
Oh, she
Yeah.
doing that?
Like
That shit is
that's
ridiculous.
different than
Especially
emas-
on a heterosexual man.
That's
do that.
different
She
than
tried to do that.
emasculation.
Yeah.
Like
That's why I don't get
that's-
mad when people be like, Michael, you gay. It's like, no. You just say no.
If you
Like-
know you're not gay,
like-
then-
like-
But that's a difference.
If you're homophobic,
That's slightly different.
Yeah.
Me and you. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah, exactly. Hey, yes, it's
It's a difference with somebody saying that versus somebody saying, "Oh my God, you
If you're secure
you
with
sensitive,
yourself.
you a little sissy." If a woman say that to you, then that's
Yeah.
something.
I'm just a different type of dude. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Exactly.
I mean, that's
But a
how I
lot of
feel.
people.
And I don't think it was an issue to Tank either
It
because
wasn't.
he's so
He
comfortable.
handled
The
it.
issue
You're
is with
comfortable
people
with
like
your
me.
shit.
Like, bitch, we go to your concerts
We
and you
support
talking
you, yeah.
about
Like, you
sugar in your
being
tank
two-faced
and
and shit.
If you
I never
must
thought
be
of that
gay.
from that perspective.
The
That'd be
LGBT
offensive to
community
y'all,
is the
man.
one that's making your career because
Right?
they brought
Imagine-
Ain't no straight
Imagine-
man listening to Tamar Braxton.
Not at all. We
Man,
got the Tony bus. Like,
I can't tell
We
you
on the
a single
Tony
song.
bus. That's the one we know. You know what I'm saying?
You not the Tony sister?
Exactly. Oh, Tony's sister.
I can't tell
Oh,
You
yeah,
can't
yeah.
use my lifestyle to insult
So,
another
a straight
person.
man,
It's
yeah.
like, bitch, are you
She
crazy?
need to hear
Right.
that. She need to hear that
Dude,
shit.
like, he said, like,
I
Can
never
you
thought
see?
of it
Can
that
you
way.
imagine two white people arguing and they like, you acting
Michelle
black?
did.
Yeah.
You're acting so black
You
right
acting
now.
so black. We gonna be sitting up here like, bitch, what do you mean?
What do you mean? This nigga better be successful. Or he better have a CD coming out.
Is he fine as fuck like me?
This nigga.
So, Freaky Boy, we got any
Any
we got
comments?
Anybody popping? No?
No.
No? Anybody want to plug anything before we put a wrap on this bitch?
WTF is MH on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music,
Talk to
Instagram.
ladies.
Huh? Ladies. WTF is MH. Check it out. All playlists. The sexiest movie. The sexiest music. I'm sorry.
You got
It's
a
like a
movie?
movie.
You got a movie?
Because I be painting scenes and pictures
Say the movie, dog.
all through the playlist, baby. It's all for you.
Let it breathe.
Facts. And like I said at the top, man, I'm hosting my
We keep
first
plugging
comedy
that
show
shit.
Saturday at Ha Comedy Club. It's Saturday, 7 o'clock show. Then I'm at Flappers in Burbank on the 28th. And I'm at the Ice House in Pasadena September 2nd, Labor Day weekend.
There we go.
We're going to get lit.
All right, like, comment, share this video, share it to all groups, all your friends. Thank you all for supporting us this far. We have a lot more in store for you guys.
I'm Michael Devon LeBlanc.
I'm Louis Jones.
Mark Hayes.
Opinionated. Peace.
Deuces.
We out.
That was pretty cool, guys.
Oh my
my God, I gotta go. She's got my soul. Just gotta make it home to my lady. Just gotta make it home to my lady. Oh my God, I gotta go. She's got my soul. Just gotta make it home to my lady. And the devil keep on testing me, oh my. But the Lord just keep on blessing me, alright. I tell her no, I got control. Waiting at home is my lady, with the burgundy Mercedes. You know I'm tryna hit it daily. She say treat me like a lady.